right? Okay, let's look at this problem. Pause the video, solve the question by looking at by solving this question before looking at my solution. Alright. The question is asking us, is telling us that the first, second, and the third term, right? The first, second, and the third term of an arithmetic progression. So arithmetic series, okay? So will be x, y, and x squared, right? The first, second, and the third term. And the first, second, third term of a geometric progression, a geometric series or sequence. So will be x to the power of 2, and y, right? So look at the question. So the first, second, and third term of an arithmetic series, so are x, y, and x to the power of 2. And the first, second, and the third term of a geometric series are x power of 2, and y. So, and they're also giving you the condition that the x will be a negative number, less than 0, right? A negative number. So find the value of x and the value of y. So then you have to understand the most basic properties of arithmetic series, okay? Which the difference of y minus x, right? The common difference, that we talk about common difference. For geometric, we talk about common ratio, right? They have the same difference. So it means that x squared minus with y. You take the second term minus the first term is the same as the third term minus the second term, the difference. So then we have this relationship here. So we have 2y equals to x squared plus with x. Okay, so just leave it, and this is your equation 1, right? We have relate the the two unknown, which is the x and the y. The most important thing you must remember that the question has mentioned that the x is something negative, right? X is a negative number. So, and how to, using the knowledge for geometry in getting another relationship, we talk about common ratio. We talk about x squared over x, the ratio, right? The x squared divided by x is the same as you taking the y divided by the x squared, right? So then we talk about common ratio. T2 divided by T1 is the same as T3 divided by T2. So definitely this one you can simplify, because x must not be 0, cannot be 0. X is a negative number, right? It's a number, it's non-zero number, so we can divide, okay? We can divide. So we know that x squared over x, you were getting x, which is y over x squared. And further, this one you multiply both sides with x squared, you were getting relationship y equals to x cubed. This is equation 2, right? Okay, so now then you can solving these two equations, you can replace the y here, okay, this is the part where I'm solving the equation. So you can replacing the y here with x cubed. Okay, 2x cubed equals to x squared plus x substitution, solving the simultaneous by substitution. So remember, y is x cubed, so you can replace the y here with x cubed. So for these cases, you can divide everything by x. Not all the cases, because in this case specific, they already mentioned x is a negative number, it's a number less than 0. They have tell you that x is a number less than 0. Means that it's not a 0, it's not 0. When you know that x is not 0, you can divide everything by x. Okay, so 2x squared equals to x plus with 1. Divide every term by x. Then you're solving the quadratic equation here. You're solving the quadratic equation. Okay, you have solving the quadratic equation to get the two possible value of x. So then you bracket equals to 0. Then you have 2x and x, 1 and 1. This will be negative and this will be positive, right? One negative, one will be positive, because you see 2x squared negative x to plus 2x, negative x, oh sorry, this will be negative, right? This will be negative and this will be positive. So positive x, negative 2x, you get negative x, negative 1. So you have two solutions, okay, for x. Two solutions for x. So you are getting x to be negative 1 over 2 or x equals to 1, right? But this is not, this is rejected because question has stated x must be because x must be a negative number, right? This is a positive number, so this is the answer, right? So after solving, you're getting y equals to negative 1 over 2. Then you can find the value of y. You can find the value of y. So your value of y will be negative 1 over 2 to the power of 3. You're getting negative 1 over 8. So through this solution, everything here, we're getting x to be negative 1 over 2, x to be negative 1 over 2, and the value of y to be negative 1 over 8. This is for part A, right? This is the section A, so they require to find the value of xy. And now they are asking you to find the sum to infinity of the geometric progression. Okay, sum to infinity of the geometric progression. So definitely we need to find the value of a, right, the first term, because you know that the formula for sum to infinity, part B for geometric will be a over 1 minus r, right? 1 minus r. So you need to find the common ratio for this case, right? Common ratio. So by substitute the value of x here, then you can get the geometric sequence. Negative 1 over 2, right? The x will be negative 1 over 2. So the first term is negative 1 over 2. The second term is negative 1 over 2 to the power of 2. And the third term will be negative 1 over 8. So if you rewrite this, you are getting negative 1 over 2, 1 over 4, and negative 1 over 8, right? First three terms. So you have your first term, negative 1 over 2, and your common ratio will be, if you see carefully, this every term here you are actually multiply negative 1 over 2, right? The common ratio is negative 1 over 2. So if you see carefully, this each of the term here you are actually multiply negative 1 over 2. Multiply negative 1 over 2. So the common ratio also negative 1 over 2. And easily you can find your sum to infinity. Right? A, what's the value of A? Negative 1 over 2 over 1 minus r. Right? And you have negative 1 over 2 divided by 3 over 2. Right? 3 over 2. 3 over 2. And to simplify this fraction very easy, you just multiply 2 here. Then you will cancel out the 2. The answer will be negative 1 over 3. The sum of infinity for the geometric progression here will be negative 1 over 3. Alright, let's look at part C. Find the sum of the first 20 term of the arithmetic series. Okay. Again, list down negative 1 over 2, negative 1 over 2. Y will be negative 1 over 8. List down the first three terms. X squared. X squared will be 1 over 4, right? 1 over 4. So you know that x is negative 1 over 2, replaced by negative 1 over 2, and the y is negative 1 over 8, and this one will be x squared, right? Negative 1 over 2 squared, getting 1 over 4. So it doesn't matter, as long as we want to find the value of a and the value of t, right? The value of a and t. So the first term for this arithmetic will be negative 1 over 2, and the common difference will be you take the second term minus with the first term, right? Minus with the first term. So you're getting negative 1 over 8 plus with 1 over 2, right? Plus with 1 over 2. So you can times 4 times 4. Negative 1 over 8 plus 4 over 8, right? Negative 1 over 8 plus with 4 over 8, you will have 3 over 8, right? Your D will be 3 over 8. Okay. Alright, let's find the sum the sum Sn. For arithmetic, it will be n over 2 plus n minus 1d. So replace with 20. 20 over with 2. 2 multiplied with 8, negative 1 over 2. Plus with n minus 1. You're taking the 20 minus 1, you're getting 19. 19 multiplied with 3 over 8. So by using calculator, after calculate everything, you are getting the value of 61.25, right? 61.25, right? You can easily solve this question if you understand the concept of arithmetic and geometric. Arithmetic, we talk about common difference. Geometric, we talk about common ratio, right? That's all for this.